Hola a todos, bienvenidos a un nuevo video para el canal. Aquí, su brother, su pana, su cuate, Dankerverse en un nuevo video de Dankerverse Impact. Y bueno, hoy toca una de las últimas legendarias que tengo pendiente, la penúltima para ser honestos. Aunque como lo dije, esto no tiene nada que ver en el orden que yo lo voy a ir subiendo. Insisto, fue lo que dije en el cap pasado. Así que vamos a lo que nos trae, ¿de acuerdo? Hoy vamos a hacer la legendaria del señor Baisu. Hoy toca Baisu. O bueno, Zeritox. Le hablé a ver si lo hacíamos juntos de este lore, pero bueno, no contestó, solo que está haciendo su weá, así que lo haré solo como siempre. Y bueno, vamos a darle nuestra interpretación y lo que toque, ¿no? Básicamente.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Are you lost? No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's going on? Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad. Your dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor? Well, my dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
Eso suena como amnesia.
So, what about your mom? She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Rite, so I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there?
Te estás refiriendo a Zeritox, ¿no?
When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, I asked the Millith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I can ask some other people in the city to help. You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people.
Será muy sencillo, déjamelo a mí.
Junction can help. She has a good sense of... Hey! Who's talking about me behind my back?
Chengsheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset.
Muy bien, serpiente, ¿te calmas? Nadie ha dicho algo malo de ti, conchalora.
Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
¿Está buscando al dueño de la farmacia? ¿En qué puedo ayudarte?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baiju? Uncle Baiju?
Chengsheng, now's not the time.
No me voy a ir.
My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition?
Dime qué guay le pasa a tu viejo.
Yes, Uncle... Dr. Baiju.
El niño le explica al enojón Zeritox dónde está su padre.
I visit patients there frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people, especially during Lantern Rite. She always tells me to just stay at home and keep my dad company.
Is that so?
Entiendo.
Ayu, by
Tu
any
madre no
chance,
será
is your
Juan
mother's
Charly, ¿no?
name Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Baiju?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time
Quiero
to
tener
join me?
esto por mis propias manos. Ustedes no están ocupados, ¿cierto?
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Oh, really? Well, that's
¿En serio,
wonderful.
Conchalora?
We are most grateful for your
Entonces vamos.
support.
Ah, será sencillo, viejo.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
Thank you. Then I'll leave
Muy
you
bien,
to
la
handle the
farmacia está en sus
pharmacy.
manos.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and eye you?
Da que
Let's start
coche
by
ahora.
talking to the
Vámonos.
Millilith
Vámonos.
guards at the city gates.
Muy bien, nos toca ir con el energúmeno a ver qué pasa. Y por la serpiente en el cuello no parecía de buen humor, como siempre. Muy bien, vamos a ver qué pasa ahora.
They searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Puto NPC de mierda.
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything about my dad yet?
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Baju.
Usted es el señor
What brings you
Zeritox.
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to
Este
join the
pendejo
search.
nos pidió ayuda.
Any new
Así que vengo a
developments to
ayudarlo
update
porque
us
soy
on?
una muy buena persona.
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains.
Luhua Pool?
Al
The
bosque
terrain
de
there can be tricky
Lisboa
to
es
navigate.
difícil ese
Let's
territorio.
hope he hasn't run
Esperemos que
into
esté
any
sano y
trouble.
salvo. Muy bien, yo me haré cargo de esta área.
you will. Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
Muy bien. Ahora que no vamos a tener que vivir, Cerito supongo que ir por otro lado. Me toca a mí encargarme de los random que aparezcan por aquí y hacer los pedazos, básicamente. Así que vamos a ver. Yo estaba muy cerca de tirarte, pero ya llegamos ya, básicamente. Ya tomamos la ruta escénica, básicamente. Voy a curar al Toshiro adulto, tal vez lo necesitemos para más adelante.
Dad! Dad, can you hear me? There's somebody over there.
Un NPC, supongo.
It's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further!
¡Tenemos que detenerlo!
Watch where you're going!
¡Oh!
Dear customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you all right?
¡No! ¡La waifu homicida is back!
Huh? Dad!
What's up?
My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon, and my worst nightmare.
¡No! ¡Cerito la mayor pesadilla ajustado! ¡No, no, muchachos! ¡No, no, no! ¡No, no, no! ¿Cómo que Cerito la mayor pesadilla de Vilma? No.
I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
Thank you, Director Who, for
Muchas
saving
gracias,
this man.
señorita Vilma, señorita Jutao. ¿Quién diría que mi reputación me precedería?
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
Are you? Who am I?
Your name is Xiao Liang, and you live just west of Chingsa Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember?
Oh, my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jia Liang.
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away.
Si permitimos que esto siga, podría ser más serio.
Sorry, Hutao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time. Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you? Huh? Why not? What's the... Come on, Baiju. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs?
Ay, no.
Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your own ends? Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
There are traces of God remains in Jia Liang's system.
Hay resto divino en ese cuerpo.
Oh, yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable. Paimon, sorry. What?
God remains? There's no need to worry, Director Who. I have methods of keeping them at bay.
Muy bien, no hay que sacar conclusiones apresuradas. Yo puedo ayudarlo antes de tiempo.
It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me?
Nuestra obligación es curar a los enfermos. Si vivo un enfermo y no lo ayudo, ¿qué clase de doctor sería?
Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Además, salvar a este señor en concreto sería la última voluntad de mi maestro. Así que por respeto hacia él, lo curaré.
Now you're bringing my great uncle into this?
¿Qué?
Baiju, just
No.
planning this time.
¡No!
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Solo quiero saber a este hombre. Si quieres que tenga segundas intenciones, me puede acompañar.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today.
Bien, suficiente con ustedes dos. Yo me haré cargo.
Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jia Liang here. I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great uncle's sake and the travelers, of course. You must be pleased you brought the traveler along. Otherwise, this would have been a much more vexing ordeal.
Well, time is of the essence.
Bien,
Let's
no
get
hay tiempo que
ourselves
perder.
back to
Hay
Boo
que
Boo
llevar a este
Pharmacy
desgraciado
at
a la
once.
camilla. Me pregunto qué va a pasar ahora.
Blockages within the cardiovascular system, reduced blood flow and energy circulation.
Problemas cardíacos y tema de la circulación sanguínea en su energía.
I see. I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
Así que esto es lo que causa la enfermedad que tiene.
Dr. Baiju, how bad is it? Can you cure him? Don't you worry. Baiju's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Baiju?
Con profesional que Cerito seguro que encuentra una sola... ¿A que sí, Cerito?
Ayu, Do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
¿Recuerdas cuando tu padre comenzó a presentar estos síntomas?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
So it's been a long time indeed.
¿Tan malo es todo lo que está pasando?
I have a treatment
No,
plan in
creo que
mind.
ya sé
We
qué
can
está
start
pasando.
tonight.
Esta noche podemos empezar con el tratamiento.
Come and see me again tomorrow
Pueden regresar
morning.
mañana por la
I
mañana
promise that by
para cuando
then,
vuelvan
you
le
will
devolveré a
find
Yu
your father
un
healthy
padre
and lucid
sano
again.
y crecido.
Thank you, Dr. Baiju. Thank
Y
you
guardo.
so much.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Who, please feel free to hang around for as long as you
Señorita
wish.
Vilma, si aún no se siente conforme con todo esto que está pasando, puede vigilarme para ver que todo esté bien.
However, it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign that something's amiss.
Bien, entonces en marcha.
See you tomorrow, Baiju and Chung Chung.
Bye for now, everyone.
Adiós a todos.
Are you ready, Baiju?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Más que nunca.
I'm
Estoy
used to
acostumbrado a
it
ello.
by now.
Empecemos, querida
Come on.
sirvienta.
All's well that ends well, huh? You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Baiju mention those people from his past.
Te refieres
What do
al
you think
maestro
they
de
were like?
Zeritox, ¿verdad?
Yeah, you must be curious too, right? Let's go see what we can find out while Baiju...
Bien. ¿Mm?
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled, snake-bedecked docs doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today?
Bueno, tengo una pregunta, la verdad, Vilma.
Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Pues sí.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baiju's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Baiju could tell so quickly that Jia Liang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war.
Me suena haber escuchado algo sobre eso.
Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but all the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify gods' remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baiju learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baiju's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Wow, fancy that! Huh. So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baiju's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle, because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business. My grandpa had a huge argument with him. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change.
If he had just become a regular doctor, there would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Baiju is around me. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Baiju is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say.
La inmortalidad, ¿y por qué el peliverde querría ser inmortal?
Anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers. Never mind. We'll just have to ask Baiju himself about it's a new day. Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jialiang is doing.
Bien, ya estamos aquí.
Are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, Ayu, I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick.
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baiju. My pleasure, really.
No, y dije,
It's the least
es
I
lo
can
mínimo
do
que puedo
to
hacer para
honor my
honrar la
late
memoria de mi
master's
maestro.
dying wish.
Al contrario,
If
tendría que haberme
anything,
disculpado por no
I
haberlo
should be
visitado en todos estos
apologizing
años,
to
señores.
you. Not at all, Dr. Baiju. It's only because Jiang Li, you're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
Bueno, te acabas de recuperar, así que no, güey. No hagáis más cosas de lo necesario, ¿de acuerdo?
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone after all. But how did you accomplish this in a...
That would be a trade
Cada doctor
secret, I'm
tiene
afraid. If
su
that
propia
gives you any
receta,
cause for concern,
su propia
you may continue
metodología.
to monitor
Si
Jia
todavía no se
Liang
quede
for as long
tranquila,
as you wish.
todavía puede observar todo el tiempo que quiera las operaciones.
Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Lo único es que mi modelo de negocio no puede permitirse a la funeraria compensar todas las pérdidas que pueda tener mientras tanto.
Oh, come on, Baiju. I'm not that unreasonable.
Parece que al utilizar el método que utilizó Zeritox, utilizó una gran cantidad de energía. Eso puede verse totalmente reflejado en esta expresión. Seguro que pasa algo más aparte de eso. Tengo que averiguarlo.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baiju, take me outside for some air.
Yes, of course.
Está bien.
Everyone, please excuse
Yo y mi
Changshan and
querida
myself
serpiente
for a
daremos un
moment.
paseo, si me disculpan.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now. But in any case, Why must you keep this a secret from everybody?
Who's there?
¿Quién se encuentra ahí?
Ah!
Tranquilo, soy yo.
Why did you follow us here?
No te veías muy bien. Algo pasa.
Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
No. Solo estuve encerrado mucho tiempo. No me pasa nada.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Baiju did not cure Jialiang's illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system.
Tal como imaginé, utilizaste tu propia vida para reprimir su condición, ¿cierto?
Baiju, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients.
Nuestros maestros hicieron un contrato que básicamente se transmite de generación en generación. Y solo esas generaciones pueden curar ese veneno con su energía vital.
I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium.
Changsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baiju's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
Mi pregunta es, ¿tu condición no empeorará o sí?
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Tranquilícense, mi querida serpiente me regula mi energía, así que no debería correr ningún peligro.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own.
De acuerdo, déjame, yo me hago cargo.
Baiju, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your
Entire life.
Así que el resto de mi vida, ¿eh?
Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Muy bien, Cochalora. Te voy a explicar la weá que pasa.
Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you, but there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
Bien, ¿qué es lo que tenemos que hacer para encontrar la cura de ese sujeto?
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it.
Bien, ese veneno extraño se expandió por el cuerpo de Xinliang. Si vamos al origen, deberíamos encontrar algún antídoto. Muy bien, márcame el lugar en el mapa. Yo me haré cargo de esto.
Yes, I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Chingsa village.
Tranquilo. Muy bien, Cochalora. Te marqué en el mapa el punto, así que tenéis que ir directamente ahí.
Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Chi-Chi to look after the pharmacy.
Muy bien, vayamos juntos mejor. No confío en Danke Cochalora y Sordosi tiene que conducir. Así que dejemos la farmacia en sus manos y vamos.
As well as investigating Jialiang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out
Investigaremos
for
el
Ayu's
veneno y
missing
buscaremos la
mother,
cura.
my fellow disciple Jiang Li.
Bien. ¡Ay, no, el agua! Bien. Según esto... ¡Ah, la mierda! Sí que está arriba. Bien. Eso utiliza el otro TP. Ah, recuerdo este lugar. Aquí donde había venido con Zerito a buscar especímenes para mis personajes, weón, para subirlo. Una de mis ubicaciones favoritas de todo el juego, la verdad, la aldea chinense. Muy oriental, muy... Me gusta mucho el ambiente. Es raro, no he encontrado ningún monstruo para pelear aún. Según esto... Estoy muy cerca del punto. Tiene que ser por aquí. Bien, ahí está el punto. Ya lo había visto, pero vamos a ver qué pasa. Qué raro, no hay ningún guardia ni nada.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Chingsa Village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiang Li was trying to remain unnoticed.
No hay duda. Esta es la casa. Entremos.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask her.
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale.
Técnicamente estamos arraigados a nuestro maestro.
She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Dejémonos de relleno y empezamos a buscar.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang.
Wait, Changsheng, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiang Li did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family.
Solía ver a Qian Li, pero ella nunca la de su familia, así que se me hizo raro.
The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Ella tuvo una discusión con nuestro maestro y desde entonces no la he visto.
Quarrel? What happened?
I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiang Li or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
El maestro tampoco me explicó nada, así que no tengo ni pico idea qué pasó.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Incluso si él hubiera estado, me hubiera pedido la misma wea. Así que era lo mismo.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baiju. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
Así que eso con eso ya no estoy libre de sospecha. Eres muy crédula, Paimon.
What the? Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now. Jiang Li has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this
Bueno,
whole situation.
ya hemos hueado mucho. Vamos por la
Let's
wea.
split up. But if anyone
Separémonos
finds
y
anything,
encontremos el antídoto. Bien, según esto, hay 3 puntos en mi mapa. De aquí hay una. La otra está para acá. Conche. ¡Ah! Pensé que era que iba a ser más grande. Me salvé. Esto.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick!
¿Qué ha pasado?
What is this?
¿Qué es esto?
Changsheng and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
No cabe duda. Es la misma energía que tenía el pendejo ese. Así que estos son los restos divinos, ¿verdad?
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using god remains. Is it breathing?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
Espérate, ¿un veneno puede tener vida? ¿Estás loco?
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances.
Según mis investigaciones, el veneno podría cobrar vida con la suficiente energía. Así que eso se revela lo que se ha representado aquí.
If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Está hecho con subelementos.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
Bueno, la persona que hizo esto debe tener la energía suficiente para poder manipular el veneno. Así que tenemos que buscarla, patearle la raja y resolver esto.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when
Only one
Regresando a la
thing could
aldea,
have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key
Muy bien.
ingredient. The mother load.
Ahora ya sabemos quién tiene el resto de la energía. Vamos por ella.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What? Since this poison was carefully hidden away in this secret compartment. You mean Jialiang? Think a little harder, Paimon. Huh? So you're saying it was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. What?
I agree. It makes
Yo
little
tampoco
sense.
creo que ella pudiera ser
Jiang
capaz de
Li
una
does
wea
not
así.
strike me as the kind of...
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Bien, ¿se te ocurrió algún método de neutralizar este veneno ya que no encontramos ningún antídoto?
Yes. According to the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jia Liang's system without the need for any further treatment.
Técnicamente viendo esto y mis conocimientos, si eliminamos el elemento principal, todas las otras weas nos deberían servir. Así que ya tengo un plan.
Do you know anything about god remains in Chingsa Village?
He escuchado algo sobre la leyenda.
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are the... Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this? Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were these days. She has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa. What? After a contract? Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger and healthier? Baiju, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules.
Lastimosamente, para tener a esta serpiente tenéis que tener algunas condiciones. Y tú no las cumples.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
Qué extraño. Zeritox no es que tenga una gran salud. Aquí hay algo que no está cuadrando. Tengo que averiguar qué es antes de que pase algo realmente grave. Pero el maestro de Zeritox murió bastante joven.
Ugh! Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baiju, you're Mannequin Man! Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck! This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek
Muy bien,
counsel from the
Dankerverse, Lora,
Adepti
vos
about
siempre
this?
conocí a alguien. Tú tenés que conocer a algún weón que sepa esta weá.
With how antisocial they are, if it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
Ya sé a quién podemos acudir.
What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler.
Dankerverse, Lora, siempre tiene contacto. Bueno,
have you
qué
on
bueno
our
contar
side.
con la vida de este desgraciado.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Sí, sí, lo haré. Uchiha, ¿estás ahí?
You called?
Muy bien.
Gets Paimon every time. Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Ok, esto no me lo esperaba.
It's you.
¿Eh? ¿Eres tú?
Baiju of Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've
Soy
had the
Zerito,
pleasure before.
de la farmacia. Creo que ya nos conocemos.
The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Cuando nos vimos en el rito de la linterna, no fui capaz de conocer tu identidad. Disculpa mi falta de modales.
You two already...
Our paths have crossed once before.
Nuestros caminos se cruzaron alguna vez.
I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Puedo sentir alguna presencia maligna. ¿Por eso me llamaron? Te voy a explicar lo que pasa.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison.
Así que alguien ha elaborado un veneno demoníaco. Me pregunto qué podrá hacer.
Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety.
Por desgracia, los humanos suelen dejarse llevar por su deseo más ferviente hasta el punto de poner en riesgo sus vidas.
I now know what you seek.
Ahora sé cuál es tu
It
deseo.
is true that a
Es
god's
cierto que
remains
los
are
restos de
buried
los
beneath the
dioses
foundations of
están
Jinx's
enterrados bajo
village.
esta aldea.
A vile monster known as the Ch once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis.
Años atrás, en esta tierra vivía un monstruo del que me da chi, hasta que mi hermano Itachi lo
The
reprimió.
land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Jinxa village was founded some time after that.
Él utilizó las estatuas para sellar los restos de ese monstruo y que no volviera a esta aldea.
The seal is still mostly intact. If the Ch is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground.
El sello ha permanecido totalmente intacto. El elemento que deben buscar literalmente tiene que ser la sangre chi bajo la tierra.
However, its
No
aura is
obstante.
faint and barely detectable.
No obstante, su
You will need
energía
to
no
investigate
es fácil
further
de
to
sentir.
identify the location
Tendrán que continuar investigando hasta donde haya su punto de filtración. Muy bien, ahora lo entiendo. Yo me haré cargo de todo. Muchas gracias.
I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary.
Si no es necesario, prefiero no intervenir contra
But
los
when
mortales.
demonic forces are involved,
Pero las fuerzas
things can
malignas
spiral
aparecen.
out of
El
control.
desastre podría ser irreversible.
If that happens,
Si eso
be sure to call
sucede,
my name again.
si eso sucede, no olviden pronunciar mi nombre o no. Gracias, Sasuke. Nos haremos cargo de a partir de ahora. En cuanto a ti, te tendré vigilado.
Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make. Immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
La inmortalidad no es algo tan bonito como los humanos creen.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Siempre recordaré ese consejo, señor Uchiha.
Farewell.
Hasta la próxima, mortales.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember them. That's Shell for ya. And thanks to him,
Bien,
we
ese es
finally
nuestro
got some
Sasuke.
concrete info to go off of.
Ahora sabemos lo que pasó. Podemos hacer algo contra esto.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Bien, por aquí tiene que haber una cueva subterránea donde podamos encontrar eso.
Master! Master!
Gwei? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't
It's Jiaoyang. He was fine 1 minute.
Already? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next...
It seems that my worst fears
Parece
have
que
been
nuestro
confirmed.
mayor temor se está haciendo realidad.
Everyone, back to Boo Boo
Bien, vamos a la farmacia de inmediato. Me pregunto cómo terminará todo esto.
Dad, what's wrong?
Don't be scared, Dr. Baish.
How is he doing?
¿Cómo se encuentra?
Dr. Baiju, you're back. My dad was doing fine earlier, but then...
When Gwei left, he was still conscious.
Gwei, please take Jialiang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Llévalo a la robótica para poder curarlo.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will...
Baiju's not gonna use Chung Shung's secret art again, is he? Is there really
Rayos.
no other way to... But I don't want to.
La feliz de energía que me gusta que haga Shumon. Que cuando la dejáis quieta como que hace como un chitorio con la mano. Ahí está. En marcha.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not...
Much better, Ayu.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Siento que esta vez utilizó más energía que la vez pasada.
Oh, really? I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life.
No, the event...
Oh, come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jiaoyang.
No, on the bright side,
Traveler, Baiju hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Vamos a buscarlo. Dejémonos de tonterías.
Hey, what? You're finally awake?
There was no time. I had no other choice. Jiang Li's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
Averigua algo curándolo. Es un ejemplar bastante poco común. Creo que podría aprender un poco de él.
So, how much longer do you think Baiju's gonna nap for? They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep.
All right.
Surely he had... Who's talking behind our backs again? Ah! Baiju! Changsheng!
¿Te encuentras bien?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday.
I made an error in my initial diagnosis.
Parece que tiene más de una
Jialiang is,
enfermedad.
and as a result, his life...
What? You mean...
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at... Though it was created from God remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
Ahora lo
Still,
entiendo.
Using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiang...
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse. And why his...
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around. Because humans have no natural defense
Básicamente ahora el
against
weón
them.
tiene dos enfermedades y tenemos que
I
buscar la
shudder to
manera
think
de
how many
reprimir las dos
times
sin usar el
Jiang Li-
veneno.
I fear
Punto.
that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialia...
I never suspected that even Zhang Li would turn to this to sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible. Whatever the cost may be.
Con que el destino,
Well,
¿eh?
I think that it's too early to... In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now. So our
Bien, tenemos que volver a ese lugar y
priority should be to get
encontrar el antídoto,
ourselves
pero
back.
rápido.
Her regular exposure to God remains over
Vamos,
such
cochador, hay que hacerlo
and
rápido.
given that she's already been missing for several days.
¿Quién anda ahí?
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baiju.
El NPC de mierda.
It's Jialiang!
Dr. Baiju, you've already done so much for my family. I can no longer... After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes...
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood...
No! We're out of time! Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a...
I never expected to live this long in the first place. There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget...
Very well. Then follow me.
Bien, cochador. Si insiste, sígueme. Es tu destino. Tú lo elegiste. Vámonos.
Dr. Baiju, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen and 1 dose each of the ingredients?
Doc...
up to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time.
Ten
Okay.
cuidado con la caldera. No te quemes de nuevo, ¿ah? Bien. Creo que por fin llegamos al meollo del asunto, que esto ya debería ser lo último. Este calabozo, ya con esto debería terminar este capítulo ya. Y debemos ya tener todo listo para el Final Cup, que sería mañana en la tarde. Con eso ya tendríamos terminada la segunda temporada de Dankerverse Impact. Y podemos darle paso a la tercera. Así que bueno. Vamos allá luego, porque creo que este ya debería ser la última parte de este capítulo. Porque siempre es lo mismo, una legendaria, diálogo, tienes que resolver el conflicto, el calabozo y después el desenlace, ¿no? Ese es como el patrón que sigue la legendaria del Dankerverse. O con las que lo ha hecho la empresa en realidad, seamos honestos. Viene una por acá. Me pregunto si habrá un calabozo, alguna wea aquí. Ya veremos.
It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source?
Porque estos síntomas
Or
empeoran
because
porque
the
estemos
leakage of
cerca
Chia
del
blood is growing more
lugar o
severe?
del origen, o porque cada vez tu enfermedad es peor. Vamos a tener que
Jialiang,
ver.
can you sense which direction the source...
I think it's this way. Yes, I'm sure of it. I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way. This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
Aquí tiene que estar el calabozo.
There is an inner...
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay?
No.
Bien, tiene que ser aquí. Me está pidiendo dentro. Y geo, bueno.
As you wish.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
No la tendré complicada sin el... Sin el Bene ni la Diona, pero bueno. Vamos a tener que cobrar a Huascaso con Noel, ¿no? Ya, con esto ya deberíamos tener listo el cap y debería terminar y la presentación y toda esa vaina. Bien, veamos qué calabozo nos tenemos que enfrentar esta vez.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead? The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard...
Judging by the tools they left behind. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their
Me
tools?
pregunta, ¿qué habrá pasado aquí adentro?
I remember now. But she said that the method would
Easy, Jialiang.
No, somos 5 personajes. ¡Chunchules! ¡Sigue!
Mind the side effects.
Uy, pega bastante bien esa técnica, ¿eh?
Propagate! Shine down!
Cascade.
No está mal, ¿eh? Su técnica.
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
Los restos de estas quemaduras incendía que lo que incendiaron hace muy poco. No creo que esto lo dejaran aquí los ladrones de tesoros.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster repellent.
A monster repelling incense?
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we've... No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to... After them, Jiang Li was the next person to...
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiang Li. This is where I told Jiang Li to...
Jiang!
I'm fine. Let's keep going.
Bien. No hay nada por aquí. Por acá tampoco hay nada.
I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
Tengo que darme prisa.
We can keep going now.
From the looks of it, the energy released by this
Un templo
mechanism can
antiguo.
not only cool barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we
Creo
can
que he
make
estado en
use
lugar
of.
como este antes. Son 3 puertas. Ah, ya entiendo, a ver. ¿Será lo que creo que es? Entonces... Ajá, y ahora lo activo y abro la puerta, ¿no? A ver. Lo que pensé. Ok, para acá. ¡Eh, un cofre! ¿Qué pasa? No son tan buenos, ¿eh?
A bitter pill to swallow.
Bankai. Bankai. ¿Dónde se fueron?
Cascade.
Par de ilusos. Uy, es de los grandes. Bien. Tiene que ser por aquí. ¿Qué es esto? Ah. Ok, no lo puedo empujar en esa dirección. Ah, pero puedo abrir la puerta, ¿no? Ay, no vas a activarlo. Qué raro, no lo puedo activar. Qué extraño. ¿Por acá? ¿Por acá tampoco lo puedo empujar? Ok. Significa que hay que empujarlo para acá, ¿no? Voy a dar aquí. Ok, solo había un cofre bastante penca. Y según esto, Para acá debería poder... Ah, ya entendí cómo es la huella. Ya entendí cómo es la huella. Esto va a funcionar como catalizador. Cosa de que al activar la otra hueá, esto reciba la luz y esto lo genere, ¿verdad? Muy bien, vamos a ver cómo funciona. Entonces esto tiene que funcionar así. Lo sabía. Nos estamos acercando. ¡No! Mierda, me caí. ¿Ahora qué? Ok, si era por aquí. Ok. Estamos bien, entonces si era por aquí. Dejémonos de tonterías. ¡Bancay!
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back. Mind the side of this is nothing.
Time to clean up. I missed a spot. Leave it all to me.
Cascade.
Así no me vas a ganar.
Mind the side effect.
Illusion shattered. I must leave no stone unturned.
Te muere, weón. Y eso que ni siquiera utilicé el Bankai de Shogun.
Dr. Baiju, how serious is it?
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition. If we don't eliminate it soon, then
Then, what are we waiting for? Let's... It's not as simple as that. The poison within Jialiang's body is... If the source is purged, the poison... and the poison... Oh, no.
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
Si eliminamos estos restos, tu vida terminará.
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait. But we've all been working our butts off to Baiju. You're a great doctor.
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time.
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you. Right up until the moment when she lost consciousness.
Dr. Baiju, give it to me.
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days.
¿Otra vez?
But what would be the... Dr. Baiju, I'm all too aware of the dangers of God. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiang Li have to... I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see how you grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiang Li back, then...
Jialiang.
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to... Traveler, Dr. Baiju.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that...
Jialiang.
I am sure that over the years, Jiang Li will have tried all
Me
the
temo que
conventional
ya no
methods
hay
known to humankind.
más métodos posibles.
As for
Hemos probado
less
todos los que hay
conventional
y
methods,
ninguno funciona.
I have
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural process... What a crazy situation! Jiang Li risked it all to save Jialiang's life. And now, Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiang Li.
Repertemos su
I've
última
seen many
voluntad.
final farewells in my time. but I can never get used to
Hemos
it.
presenciado tantas de estas cosas. Y aún no logro acostumbrarme a eso.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. Is it not a fitting, at least? That's what generates.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly
Es
sacrifice
conmovedor
themselves for
el
others,
camino que decidieron elegir.
I cannot help but think
No puedo
that
evitar
theirs are the lives
pensar
least
en
deserving
aquellos
of death.
que no merecen morir.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me. So I know that you'll both be okay. I've said my goodbyes. My time has come.
As you wish.
Como quieras. Shikai.
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories.
I'll take it. At the very least.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad. Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some...
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live, oh, how I would love to hear.
Bueno, yo creo que eso es todo. O va a haber una presentación o ahí queda. Wow, muy buen cap, pero no supera al de Najida, Y el de Najida no lo supera. Muy buen cap, pero el de Najida para mí sigue siendo que es el último, ¿eh?
Jialiang! 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 Dad, are you awake?
Jiangli, are you? Didn't I... Huh? What are these?
How does it feel to come back to life?
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could
¿Te
you
sientes
describe it
distinto,
to me in
diferente?
detail?
¿Puedes explicarme cómo te sientes?
Dr. Baishu, I thought that I was going...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death. Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I'm as interested as you to find out.
Con este método podrá vivir un par de más de años. No sé cuántos años más exactamente, pero lo averiguaremos.
But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
Pero dure cuanto dure, seguro tendrás tiempo de despedirte como se debe. Y después la señorita Jutao se hará cargo de lo demás. La
An
señorita Vilma.
elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will.
Solo es un experimento. Y si no hubiese sido por la voluntad de este weón, no hubiera funcionado.
In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death, and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang.
Al fin de cabo, soy un doctor que no entiende la vida y la muerte como el yin y el yang.
All I know is that if I'm presented with a
Lo
life
único que
that
sé.
deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them.
Lo único que sé es que tenía una vida que salvar y iba a hacer eso a cualquier costo.
And even this would have
Además,
counted for
¿no fue
nothing
usted,
without
señorita
Director
Vilma,
Who's assistance.
quien le pidió a Julian que le indicara el camino antes de que nos fuéramos?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Without Director Who nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli in time.
Así que nos espiaba eras tú, Vilma.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then.
I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Who told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it's...
Never underestimate a serpent's... All I wanted was to help Jia Liang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the...
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Baiju, and cure Dad for good!
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng Funeral Parlor out of business. Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time.
Sí, Vilma. Hasta la próxima.
All's well that ends well. If you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion.
Para ti solo puede significar una cosa, ¿verdad, campanita?
At times like this,
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Jiangli and Ayu around the dinner table.
Yo trabajo en preparar algo. También se cocina.
yay! Paimon can't wait! Alright, first things first, off to the market for...
Wait up! I'll come too!
Baiju, thank you so much.
Don't mention it, Jiangli.
No fue
I
nada,
was just
señorita.
doing my
Solo
duty.
está haciendo mi trabajo.
Just your duty, huh? Baiju, Changsheng.
No, pero... pero todavía no termina.
Time flies. It's been so long since we bade each other farewell in Chenyu Vale. Changsheng, you're the same as ever. You haven't changed one bit.
You, on the other hand, have changed a lot.
You're right. My younger self would have never imagined that things would one day turn out this way. Or that you'd turn out this way, Baiju. I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not all...
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for
Tú me todo bastante
copying
bien.
your
Espero que no te haya
methods.
molestado que me inspirara en él.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, but I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a Not just that. You even managed to improve upon the original Baiju, be honest with me. Did you try out some...
Huh. Told you the truth would surface sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changsheng's contract let...
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli.
Parece que a ti nadie te hace tonta, ¿eh?
You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also... When I treated Jia Liang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only... There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in
Técnicamente
me
a mí
will
no
have
hace
already disappeared.
But you
efecto.
took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god... What am I saying? The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was gonna... But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another. And then, are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life?
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought
Son
never
médicos.
say that anyone's fate is
El
sealed.
destino de alguien está decidido.
Baiju, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changsheng to transfer many diseases. Can you Still stop before it's too...
I think you know the answer, Jiangli.
Tú ya sabes,
Every one of us
nosotros
from
somos
Chenyu.
así.
Hey, food's ready!
Mom, come and join us. The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes and said even Dad will be able to taste them.
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Daiju, I know I won't be able to convince you, but Chi-Chi, Gui, and all the friends...
There's no need to worry, Jiangli.
No te preocupes
I know
por mí.
what I'm doing.
Se la guascao.
I can only...
Baju, what did Jiang Li mean by not around anymore?
¿Qué está pasando?
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
It is
Esta
a
historia es
very
demasiado
long story.
larga. Se viene la cinemática.
When plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors, and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poison chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandon the contract,
Si
left
renunciara al
you without
contrato
a
y dejara de ser
host,
su
what would
huésped,
happen?
¿qué sería sin
I
ti, pinche
suppose I'd
Tinte?
spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojin. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that
Si tengo a mi
deserves to be
fuente que
saved,
merece
why
estorbar,
shouldn't I do
¿por qué no
everything
intenta
within my
rescatarlo?
power to save it?
Once again, it's the how many more people will take on this contract.
None. This contract will end with me.
Este contrato terminará conmigo.
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the law, though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them.
Este contrato es más peligroso mientras más bondadosa sea la persona. Así que técnicamente yo soy el último descendiente de ella. Cuando yo muera, este contrato terminará.
They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame.
So, Baiju...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't. Cheng Sheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of
Transmite el
pain
malestar
in
y
the world.
enfermedades a el
It's
doctor.
just like we witnessed. Either
Así que
Jia
mientras
Liang
yo más
feared for
cure,
Jiangli's
más
life,
cortaré mi
or
vida.
I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles.
Huh? But...
What makes a poison
¿Qué es un veneno? ¿Es una
poison?
enfermedad? ¿No se
And
supone
what
que son
makes a
agentes que tienen
disease
cierto
a
impacto en el cuerpo
if
humano?
disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps many may view the notion of searching for
Cualquiera que quiera
immortality
investigar
in
la
poisons
mortalidad a
and
través de la enfermedad
illnesses
y
as a
venenos es una
flagrant
contradicción del
violation of
orden
the
natural, pero a
natural
mi parecer
order.
es exactamente el
But to
mismo
me,
método que utilizaron
it is
antes para
no
estudiar
different from the way
las
I
medicinas.
don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Cheng Sheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only one solution,
Vivir para
doesn't it,
siempre, ¿verdad?
precisely? I will be Cheng Sheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract
Me convertí en el último
will
huésped
end
de
with
la
me.
serpiente. Y conmigo termina la tradición. Esta.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself.
But
¿No
isn't
es la
wanting to have it all
naturaleza
what
del ser
makes
humano?
for a selfish moth like me, who's
For what?
Dr. Baiju, Traveler, what are you...
We also have coconut. Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
No te olvides de dejarme un poco, Panita.
I do envy Paimon sometimes.
true.
Puede que
And
sea
yet,
siempre pase, pero
are such things as these
¿acaso
not
es en la felicidad
precisely why
seguramente
we
buscamos los mortales? Y hemos terminado con la legendaria del pinche Cerito, que fue la más larga hasta el momento, la más larga que hemos hecho, ha sido muy larga, bastante buena, pero larga, weón. Enredada igual al dueño, weón. Así que, bueno, lo vamos a dejar hasta acá. Espero que les haya gustado el video. Con esto ya lo terminamos. Si así, por eso me gusta. La suscripción, comenten lo que quieran. Suscríbanse que no cuesta nada. Mañana toca el último capítulo de la segunda temporada, que viene a ser la legendaria de Yuimiya, que voy a estar con una gana increíble de hacer eso. Y vamos a ver cuál es el desenlace de la segunda temporada y cómo la termino. Después de terminar toda la segunda temporada, subiré el ending, que ya lo tengo planeado. Tengo que hacer el póster y eso. Y ya con eso terminaremos la segunda temporada y pasamos a Fontaine, que ya subí el tráiler, por cierto. Así que lo dejamos hasta aquí. Adiós, gracias por ver. Bye bye.